Well, hello, Stu.
Glenn, how are you today?
Have they come for your children yet? Well, I'm fine.
Children are on vacation. They're with their grandparents, so I don't know.
My gosh,
They may have come
they
already.
came for them. And we're old, we're grandparents, and we're coming for your children. Oh, my God.
They took them from the airport, Glenn.
My dad, right at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
You know who it is? I bet it was the grandparents of that guy that steals luggage. You know, the guy who was in the nuclear. Yeah.
Samuel Brinton.
I'm old. I'm the grandparent of that guy who I can't remember that used to work at the nuclear thing, and I'm coming for your children's suitcases. Over the weekend, everybody's been talking about this video that has been circulating, New York City Pride March. We're coming for your children. The chant has apparently, according to many, has been used for years. And it's almost a tradition now. Gay rights activists, they use these expressions to counter the slurs against LGBTQ people. Now, I would just like to point out to anybody who is on the right, if you're marching, the slur is always that you're some sort of a Nazi or something. Let's not say we're here, we're Nazis, we're coming for the Jews. I think that would be a very bad thing to do. Who would do that? Who would do that? Now, I'm going to admit something. I don't know if I've ever admitted on the air. But I was young and stupid. I was probably 25 years old, 24 years old. And I was on the air in Houston, Texas. And I was the morning guy. And I was, as I said, young and stupid. And would do anything for a laugh. I happen to have a dark sense of humor. Not everybody does. I was invited to be on Stu's Eyes. I look over and Stu's eyes are just wide like, what the hell is coming?
Oh gosh, I hate when these stories come and I don't know how they end. This is you know how like they have stories of like you wake up and you're doing a speech and then you look down and you don't have your pants on. This is the moment I have nightmares about. This one.
So, I was invited to participate in a parade at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Now, I happen to be riding on a giant, like, boombox, which provided me a microphone for the boombox. And I was waving. All of these astronauts and everything are all around in cars, you know, in Corvettes or whatever. They're all driving. And I thought it would be funny if I just said, "Hi, it's all a hoax. It was all a hoax." Oh,
that was.
I died laughing until about a quarter of the way into the parade. Somebody jumped out of a car and said, "I'm with the families of the Challenger. Could you not say that anymore?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't mean you guys. That was real. I meant the moon thing." It was bad. It was bad. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason nobody knows that story until now. Mm-hmm. It's been 40 years to get that story told. But the only reason why I bring it up is because sometimes people are that stupid. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. So yes. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that there are stupid people. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that maybe it used to be funny, okay, amongst yourselves. It's not funny now. It hasn't been funny in quite some time, especially when people are concerned about their children in schools. You know, before the drag queens were doing Drag Queen Story Hour, before you were telling our children that, you know, hey, queen, you can be a queen too, and they're 7, it might have been funny in some circles. It is not funny now. It is actually very scary. So can you stop saying it? Because if you don't stop saying it, we have to take you seriously. You know, that's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a safety tip that I like. When someone threatens you or your family, I take you seriously. You know what wouldn't have been funny? Hey, NASA astronauts, I'm coming for your children. It wouldn't have been funny. People tend not to have a sense of humor when their children are threatened. Especially when, you know, people are like, hey, I think people are grooming children. All right. So now, on the good side, let me give you this story from MSNBC. Conservative politicians, pundits have increasingly referred to advocates for the LGBTQ community as groomers, associating people who oppose laws that restrict drag performances or classroom discussions of gender identity with pedophiles. The charge is an echo of a decades-old trope anti-gay activists have used to paint the community as a threat to the country's youth. The allegation is that some advocates say endangers LGBTQ people, and the intense reaction to the video has scared some attendees who insist the quip has been taken out of context. No, it hasn't. Can we play the whole clip, please?
We're clear. We're coming for your children.
Okay, stop. I think by marching in the streets like drag queens, exposed breasts, naked, whatever, I think I have it in context. I do. Now, I miss the that's funny part of it because of the times in which we live. Okay, you know what wouldn't be funny is Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1 or Part 2, when he's doing the Inquisition and also the Nazi roundup. Springtime for Hitler would not be funny while people were concerned about being put into ovens. It can be funny after, it can be funny before, but it's not funny during the debate. Now, I can't believe I am quoting this from NBC, but a drag performer named Fussy Lomain.
A given name?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Okay.
I'm not in with the Lomain family. So, Fussy Lomain says, it's really scary to us. It doesn't represent everyone. It represents that individual. I thought it was a dumb idea, and I started chanting on top of it with alternative verses. Fussy Lomain, as if that is their real name, is right. And more people should have felt that way. Organizer of this year's drag march, known as... Oh, God. This is a serious news article. An organizer for this year's drag march, known as Huckleberry Ken,
given name,
who also performs in drag, is as Sister Lottie Da,
given
declined
name?
an interview request. Yes, she's a sister, so it was a chosen name. You got to choose it when you take your vows.
Oh, okay.
She was citing fears for his safety in light of the backlash of the video clip. But he said in an email that coming for your children chant was a bad joke that is being used to serve the interest, listen to this, to serve the interests of parasitic, predatory political propaganda and policy.
So they are mad because I'm not sure which way we're going here, but so they are mad that this chant of theirs is being misused. It's not that they shouldn't be saying
the opposite. Well, no, wait a minute. I was going to say it was the opposite, but bad joke that is being used to serve the interest of the parasitic. Parasitic, you wouldn't call a parasite something that goes into a movement and eats it and becomes destroys the host. I think the bad joke is coming from within.
Possibly. I took that as they're saying basically conservatives are using this bad joke, which is just a joke, to destroy the LGBT movement from within.
That would be a very unlightened point of view from Sister Lottie Da.
Which is, it'd be so out of character for Sister Lottie Da to have such a basic understanding of this and really done no deep thought. You think when you come to Sister Lottie Da, you're going to get somebody who's really put a lot of time and thought into each statement made. And this is totally I don't think it's nearly as in-depth as Sister Lottie Da's thesis on this topic that you can, of course, read online, I'm sure. Very, very intricate.
I think under the nom de plume of Sister Lottie Da, you'd have to look it up under Huckleberry Ken.
Yeah, that's
I think.
Huckleberry Ken is obviously, a well-known
so there you
figure.
Go.